Superb. Good morning, Nivedita.
Again, you are.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. My name is Richard, and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to 108th meeting of the Speaker Squad Toastmasters Club. Now, before starting the meeting, I would like to mention the 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. As a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. Please put yourself on mute if you're not speaking, and please turn off your video if you're stepping out of the meeting. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, our Toastmaster Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to invite the presiding officer for today's meeting. He believes that everybody should work on things that people can't take away from them. Things like your mindset, your character, personality, and your entire being. One of his favorite quotes is, hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. So could we please have a huge round of applause to Richard, who is none other than me. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, welcome, fellow members and guests, to another meeting of the Speaker Squad Toastmaster Club. Without further ado, let me declare meeting number 108 open. We gather here each week to work on ourselves, to be better speakers, listeners, and leaders. At each meeting, we have a theme, and today's theme is words. And I was reading this book by Om Swami, the book is called The Big Questions of Life. And I came across this story. At breakfast table, a woman said to her husband, "Honey, last night I dreamed that you gave me a necklace of pearls. What do you think it means?" Smiling, the man kissed his wife and whispered, "You will know tonight." Surely enough, that evening he came home with a small, beautiful wrapped package. With a playful grin, he gave it to his wife. She jumped with joy before settling onto the couch to open her gift. She undid the tape and unwrapped the package to see a book that was titled The Meaning of Dreams. With this, I would like to invite our Toastmaster of the day. Do we have any guests today? I see Samhita, Nagraj, Garima, Surabhi, Sushma, Priya. So no guests, I assume. Correct. So with this, I would like to introduce our Toastmaster of the day. She hails from Bangalore and she's been Toastmaster for last 2 months. Her hobbies are reading, self-help books, and gardening. She's currently working as an assistant manager in EY. So could we please have a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Nivedita.
Thank you, Richard. I want that necklace someday. So let me just talk to my husband about that. Right. Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be your host for the day. Okay. So did you know the words, when said and articulated in the right way, can actually change someone's mind and the belief system as well? I personally feel that the words play a significant role in achieving our goals. So I guess by now you'll have a fair idea of what is our theme for the day. Any guesses?
I think we have seen.
Jayanti? Yeah. Yeah, it's words. So let me share an experience from one of my learnings. So I've been attending a class. So in this particular class, they help us understand how the words we've been hearing since our childhood, or the words that we've been hearing from our daily conversation, has an impact on our thought process, and how significant it is to rewire our belief system by inducing positive self-talks and by changing our mindset. So I'm actually looking for a job change. So whenever I think about this job change, I get a couple of thoughts. Is the market open for the change, or will you get the expected hike? So I started analyzing why I'm even getting this thought. So that is when I recalled my mom telling me that, with obviously love and care, that just go with whatever pay you're getting or whatever you're offered. What if they reject if you ask for more? And my brother also said that, listen, Akka, the job markets are not that great. You might not get what position you want. So just think about changing your job. So then I realized these daily conversations, or the casual conversations that we are having, that we had been stored in our subconscious mind. And when it is time for me to take an action, all these talks are coming right in front, and it is actually impacting my outcome. There are a couple of techniques which I have learned from the class or from my experience. So one of them is, whenever I realize I have these kind of negative thoughts that is clouding my outcome, what I do is I stop the thought. Like in this scenario, if I get a thought that, Nivi, will you get a new job? Then I would say, okay, why are you asking me that? If you're talking about a job market, I have my network, so I can get a job through my network. Second, if I'm talking about a hike, I assure myself to say that you've been upskilling yourself on a daily basis, and then you have this can-do attitude. You have a good communication, so you have all positive things with you, so you don't have to really worry about it. So when I assure myself like this, trust me, the thought just goes away. I'm not promising that it'll not come back. It will definitely come back. Maybe you can again say that, listen, dude, we already addressed this. You don't have to worry. You're good. So you will get a job. So these kind of words that when we talk to ourselves, it will help you gain that confidence back. So I have another technique, which I can share it in meantime. But before that, I want to understand from the guest and my fellow Toastmasters about that one situation where your words have made positive impact in somebody else's life, or somebody else's positive talk has helped you bring in change in your life. Anyone would like to share an experience? Anyone? Yes, Jayanti.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me, if I have to firstly say who I have impacted, there is one of my friend, and she has been my friend from my school time. I am not sure what she looks up to me, but whenever she has a problem, mostly in her academics, maybe my academics was good in school. So when she has some problem, she will come to me. She will say, "Okay, I am facing difficulty here." Not only in academics, she will say, "Okay, my friend, she is not letting me study. My parents are like this. What should I do?" Then I just talk to her. Like we are kids, so we don't know many things, but all I know is what helps me and what is disturbing her. So I ask her that, what do you want? I mean, why are you disturbed? What is your focus area? And then she'll say, "Ki, I want to get this much mark, or I want to perform well in this subject area." Then I will tell her based on my experience, probably then you should focus here. This is how you should do. And she always follows my advice. So I'm not sure why till today that why does she follow my advice, but that's someone who gets impacted by me, and then whose advice influenced me, then I have to take a name. I can recall Ritika's name. Ritika is my mentor here. So from the starting itself, my from the starting of my journey, whenever I'm down or I feel that I'm not doing well, I'll just go to her. I'll just say, yeah, I don't think I'm doing well, not sure what is happening. And she always has my back and she'll just pump me up. She has a very good positive energy. She just throws it on me, pours it on me, and that helps me.
Thanks, Jayanti. I know that you'll be the career counselor. So anybody else would like to share an experience?
I would like to share my experience. I was able to convince, not even convince, I just asked my mother, would you start following some diet if I give it to you? And I thought she would say no. And then she started it. She has dropped close to 15 kgs of weight. So uh, because our parent generations is different, they if you have read this book, Who Moved the Cheese, people or humans are not susceptible to changes. They take a back step whenever we introduce any changes. Even in our organization, somebody changes something, we are like, no, why did they do it? We were happy with what we had. So that was one good thing. And I did not expect my mom to say yes, and she has. So that's actually impacted in a very good way with regard to her health. The second thing is, who do I look up to? I look up to a lot of people in different ways. I look up to Patrick Bet David, who has a good family, who has 3, 4 children right now, who's doing really well. Jordan Peterson on certain aspects, Andrew Tate on certain aspects. Not that everything what they say is I take it. Anything that they tell which has a good impact on me, I take it on the chin and I look up to. David Goggins is somebody whom I love listening to, because he says pain and adversity is your friend. So I started running because of him, and I'm doing pretty well. So these are the people that I look up to.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard. So if I have to lose my weight, I know whom to contact.
Hi, Nivedita. I would also add some points into this.
Yes, Samhita.
Yeah. So in a few months ago, work from home from work from home to work from office has been started, and right now I'm in Bhubaneswar. So I'm following some strict rules about waking up early and following the meals on time. So by seeing some of the mates we are who are staying next to me, so they are also getting influenced by me and saying that you are following such a nice thing, uh, and yeah, it had some impact on themselves as well. So they are also thinking some changes to be taken in their life, and like that impact every time happens.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so sometimes we don't do certain things to share any impact on others, but it is observed, and yeah, we
Yes.
take it from them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for
sometimes
sharing that
they are
experience.
yeah, sometimes all the things cannot be told verbally, but yes, I have seen many changes in others because of anyone is doing a positive thing, so they are also following in some unconscious or subconscious manner.
Yes, yes, I totally agree that. Thanks for sharing this experience again. So yes, on that note, let's start our session. Before that, let me explain how Toastmasters session is conducted. So any Toastmaster meetings, it is divided into 3 parts. The first one is prepared speeches, where the members prepares in advance of a 5 to 7 minute speech. These speeches have set objective and an individual evaluator. The second part is fun-filled table topic section, where anyone from the audience can come up and give 1 or 2 minute speech on the topic given by the table topic master. And the third one is very important, which is the evaluation section, where our general evaluator for the day will give a report on the entire meeting today. So having said that, let me invite on the stage our general evaluator for the day. So this person is from Kadapa, a city in southern part of Andhra Pradesh. He has been part of Toastmasters for 3 years now. He loves contributing to society through social activities, and he is a reader of mythology stories. Can we give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Ashok?
Thank you so much, Nivedita, for lovely introduction. Sorry, guys, bear with my voice. Maybe my voice is little bit bad. Thanks so much for bearing me. Okay, as a evaluator, I will start looking into session in each perspective from the starting to end. Do you know why we need feedback, from others? Simply, see, triumphs will show up in your journey if you are able to take the feedback and work on it and achieve the goals. So I think as a human, from the born to death, always has been evolving based on information that gets from others and from inside. So always getting feedback from others will be helpful. Okay, so in order to do this, I need a team who can help me. Usually team will work better than individual. So here I have team who can help me. Let me invite Timer. She is astrophysics learner by passion, sorry, and QA automation engineer by profession. She is Samhita. Over to you, Samhita, to introduce your roles and responsibilities.
Thank you, Ashok. Today, for this Toastmaster session, I will be considering the timing for each of the roles, which will comprise of the speech, table topic, and evaluation. I will cross-check whether the person is exceeding their time limit or not. So,
Okay. Can you
with this,
show?
I'm wrapping.
Can you show how are you going to show the time cards?
Right now, I haven't prepared the time cards, but I'm maintaining an Excel sheet.
Or how are you going to indicate to them? Whether it is green or yellow or red. How are you going to showcase that to speakers?
Actually, I was asking that thing with Richard, but right now I am did not have that cards with me.
Okay. So can
Samita,
somebody?
yeah, we'll try to ask somebody to show the timer. Let me see if I can do that myself.
But
Probably we
you
can
or
go through other.
you
or
you are
Samita,
speaker, right,
can you,
Richard?
yeah, or Samita can use any audio cue, like a clap, or if she has something on her phone. I'll let Richard and Samita decide.
Okay, one clap for 5 minutes, two clap for 6 minutes, three clap for as in is for 7 minutes.
Okay. Thanks. I think speakers should ping means ping her so they can see her video. Okay. Thanks. Then let me invite other role taker who is who believes leadership activities are the one making him feel happier and confident. He is senior embedded engineer from Sirsi and staying in Hubballi since 8 years. He is part of Toastmasters Hubballi entrepreneurs from last 8 months. He is Nagaraj. I'm inviting Nagaraj to introduce your roles and responsibilities.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm Toastmaster Nagaraj Jagade. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch and pause fillers by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know, Also listen to filler sounds, including I will be acting as a language sculptor who chisels down the unnecessary words and the hesitations, unveiling the true essence of communication with a clarity. When General Evaluator calls back, I'll be submitting my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Naras.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Let me invite another role taker who is going to help us. She has been in Toastmasters since December 2021. She she's passionate about writing, speaking, and spending family time. She has been working as senior tax consultant in EY. So over to you, Priya, to introduce your roles and responsibilities.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok. As a grammarian, my role is to highlight the good usage and the not so good usage of the words. And also, I'll be giving the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So, since today our theme is words only, so the word of the day is rectitude. Rectitude means a moral integrity or righteousness, and it can be used as the keynote speaker encouraged the graduates to go on to live lives of unimpeachable rectitude and integrity. I'll post the word of the day in the chat box, and I'll present my report at the end of the meeting when called by the general evaluators. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you so much, Priya, for lovely introduction about your role. Okay, I will be back whenever called upon and give feedback about overall session. Thanks so much for role takers, and over to you, Nivedita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok. So with that, let's dive into the prepared speeches section. We will have 2 prepared speeches for the day. And before starting our first speech for the day, let me first call upon our first evaluator, who is Toastmaster Surabhi. She is working as a consultant in Capgemini, and she's been with Toastmasters for 3 years. I request Toastmaster Surabhi to set the objective for our speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nivedita, and good morning to all of you. So the speaker today is going to attempt the project 2, level 2 of the pathway dynamic leadership. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to learn about the different communication styles and identify her primary communication style, and also to share the impact of her style of communication on others. So timer, please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and I wish all the best to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Surabhi. Okay, so our first speaker has been with Toastmasters from March 2021. She's passionate about sports. She loves reading and to watch Korean series. She just started pursuing her MBA from IIM Lucknow, and her favorite quote is, "No one can be you." Please welcome Toastmaster Jayanti to deliver the first speech. Toastmaster Jayanti, these are Toastmaster Jayanti. All the best, Jayanti.
Quick raise of hands. How many of you believe good communicators can end a lot of bad things? I see people raising their hands, and how many of you believe that you are not a good communicator? Or you may face problem going forward in your future or professional life? I do see few people raising their hands. No problem, because today I will be sharing my journey, exploring different communication styles, and I will leave you with few takeaways. So it all starts with where it all starts, childhood. I had my sister, very young, 12, 13 years younger than me. So when she was a child, I always wanted to take care of her. I wanted to understand her need, studies, emotionally, mentally. I wanted to support her in all the way possible. And that's when it got instilled within me that I want to support people. Everywhere I go, I meet people. I treat them like as if they're my own siblings or my friends. So my primary communication style is supportive. I wish that was enough. But from when I left my home, I moved to my college, and college is the time when you explore different things. But I had only supportive communication style. So every time there is any event, I will stand behind the stage and just support people. There was a mentor whose name was Disha. She fortunately came to me and said, Jayanti, college is the time to explore things, initiate things, not the time that you stand behind the back and never come in front. I thought to myself, yeah, that's right. College is the time to explore. Maybe I should try one step at a time. I started initiating ideas, leading conversations, and 3 years passed. I initiated so many things. And at the end of the third or fourth year, that my style led me to be the captain of Inter IIT volleyball women team, where we won fourth position for the first time since the inception of that team. That also led me to be the governor of a society where we were managing 60 plus students. How many I gathered? Initiative and supportive. I again wished that was enough. But when I left my college and entered into corporate career, I hugely applied my two communication styles. I had two responses to every project that came across my path. First, tell me what do you need? Support. Second, I will do it for you. I will initiate everything, I'll do the things. But that took me nowhere because I was trying to do everything and ending up doing nothing. That's when my manager came into picture, whose name was again. Any guesses what could be the name? Yes.
I think Ritika.
No, Disa.
Oh,
She came into picture and said, Jayanti, why are you trying to do everything? You can't do everything. Why don't you go to the stakeholders directly and say that see, these are the things I have on my plate. Can you please prioritize which one do you need first? Because that would help you in your long term. You can't do everything. Thought to myself that, yes, that's right, I can't do everything. And I started implementing it, not just directly face-to-face conversation probably or video conversation, mails that, see, these are the things I have on my plate. Which one do you need first? My life was sorted because they were kind enough to tell me that these are the things we need first. These can be delayed. Sorted. And when you have sorted life, human nature, you will disturb it. So I ended up in MBA. And recently, our professor in one of the lectures was telling, see, you people are very good people, smart people, very bright minds of the India, and you will lead nation someday. But when you are going to start something on your own, nobody is going to look at how good you are, how smart you are. They are going to look at how credible you are. The numbers that back you up. What changes can you bring? And that was the analytical part of it, which I am not so good at. So I'm trying to bring numbers into my conversation these days. So my friends and fellow Toastmasters, these are the 4 phases and 4 different communication styles I have explored. And I will summarize them into 3 key points. First, identify what is your primary communication style because that's your strength. And it is often referred to as when you say, this is who I am, this is what I am, I can't change. My friends, that's not who you are. It's because most of the part of your life that has been your circumstance and you need to change. That brings me to my second point that like a balanced diet, you need balanced communication style as well. So think, what is the communication style that you need right now? and work on it step by step. Which leads me to my third point again, that communication can be worked at. DISA is nothing but the abbreviation of the 4 different communication styles: direct, initiative, supportive, and analytical. So if you want to be good at direct communication style, one thing you can do, avoid I think, I guess statements. If you want to be good at initiating things, whenever there is a volunteer ask a question, just raise your hand. You may have a very simple point, just let yourself initiate things. If you want to be supportive, actively listen what the other person is asking and support in that, because that's what they need support in. And the fourth one, if you want to be analytical, always come up with numbers. So my friends, fellow Toastmasters, at the end, identify your primary style. Look for the communication style that you want to work on. And finally, if you think you're not a good communicator, communication works only for those who choose to work on it consistently. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janvi, for sharing your experience and revealing what these means. All right. So now it's time for our second speech for the day. For that, before calling the speaker, let me call upon the evaluator. She is an ambivert who enjoys spending time with friends as well as enjoys me time. She joined Toastmasters to improve her public speaking and leadership skills. She is from Standard Chartered GBS EcoWorld Toastmasters Club. Please welcome Toastmaster Sushma to evaluate a second speech and to set objective for the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita. So my target speaker, Richardson, he is attempting L2P3 speech for the day. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring, and the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of experience as protege. I wish him all the very best. Over to you, Nivedita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushma. So yes, our second speaker is a person who loves pain, adversity, and struggle. He looks up to people like David Goggins for mental toughness. One of his favorite quote is, "All greatness comes from suffering." Please welcome Toastmaster Richard to deliver the next speech. Toastmaster Richard, TCS, Toastmaster Richard.
How many of you have been to Delhi? Many of you have been to Delhi, right? In 2009, I took my first train journey to Delhi. And on my first day, I'm playing my first match representing my state, Karnataka, in a tournament. It's a proud moment for me to represent my state as a captain as well. We had 3 matches on that day. And I want your response. If you think we won the 3 matches, as a thumbs up. Do you think we won the 3 matches? Okay. If you think we lost the 3 matches, give me a thumbs down. Yes, we lost all the 3 matches. It was not a great moment for us. And after losing the 3rd match, as we are walking into the lobby, we went into our room and we are all dejected. We put our head down and all of us are sitting dejected. What do we do the next day? And our coach, who is from UK, Adam Whittington, comes and says, "Guys, I'm so proud of you. All of you are playing your first ever match today and you have made me proud." We're all looking at each other and asking, did we win 3 matches or did we lose 3 matches today? So we lost all the 3 matches and he says, we can win 3 matches tomorrow, but I want you to focus on 3 things. And we are wondering, what would these 3 things be? He says, tomorrow when you have the ball in your hand, you need to trust your teammates. Most of you today were not trusting them to finish the game. everybody wanted to glorify themselves. So trust your teammates to do the job. We said, okay, trust, we can do that. Captain and communication. Richard is your captain. So whatever direction he tells you to follow, please follow. He is the one who is communicating to you and you need to follow him. If you win the match or lose the match, captain is responsible. He will bear the responsibility. He is the leader of the ship and you need to trust him. Last but not the least, he said, today when we were making mistakes, we were trying to blame each other. You made this mistake. You made this mistake. Because of you, we lost the match. Whenever somebody makes the mistake, look for a solution. Don't put that person down. We need to push him to do better. So look for the solutions. And the next day, we had 3 matches. Our first match is against Chhattisgarh. And I had a moment where I usually do not pass the ball to my teammate here because I know he would fumble the ball and we would lose the ball. And in that moment, I passed the ball to him because I remember we need to trust our teammates. And he took the ball, we scored, we won the match. And now we are in the semi-final of a shield. We are playing Manipur. And in this moment, in the first half, I made a mistake. As a captain, I made a mistake by which we were down by 7 points. And everybody is coming to me and saying, it's okay, we can still win the match. And I could see they were not trying to blame me. They were telling, we can still do it. We believe in you. And in the second half, I ensured we played it to the T as our coach said, and we won the match by 14-7. And now we are in the final. We are playing Rajasthan. And in the first half, we were playing so bad, we were down by 14-0. And I remember 2 of my teammates going and blaming 2 people. No, because of you, that they scored the points. And I said, no, we are not blaming each other. We can still win the match. And in the second half, we scored 3 tries. So in rugby, it is called tries. So we scored 3 tries and we ended up winning the shield. And it was such a proud moment for us. And as soon as we beat Rajasthan, we went to our coach and said, this trophy belongs to you because you taught us a big lesson today. In any relationship, there are 3 key phases. We need to trust each other. Trust is a very important factor. It takes years to build trust, but it takes a few seconds to break it. Trust is like a mirror. Once broken, it can never be the same. When we are kids, our leaders are our parents, our school teachers, or college teachers, or lecturers. Once we go into the adult mode, our bosses are our captains or leaders. And maybe our spouse are also our captains or leaders. And then once we become old, we become the captains and leaders for our children. So captain is the one who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. So follow your captains. Last but not the least, Jim Rohn says, focus on the solution, not the problem. So anybody who is getting into leadership, TCS is very important factors in any relationship, not only when you are the leader in your office, but leader in your house or leader anywhere. Look for trust, know who is the captain and communicate well. Also, look for the solution when there is a problem, not blame the person who has created the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard, for that wonderful speech. Again, I would like to thank both the speakers. The speeches were definitely lovely and insightful. So that concludes the prepared speeches section. And now it's time for the table topic section. So to conduct the table topics, I would like to welcome our topics master for the day. So she is the project manager by profession. and she loves to do art and craft, especially mud and mirror work and mandala art. So please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Garima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita. A very good morning to all of you, and thank you so much for joining every Saturday morning to make this session successful and help each others learn and grow. Now, at this section of the meeting, I will be giving you, this section will help you to learn the impromptu speaking, like Nivedita mentioned. So I'll be giving you the topic, and you'll be allowed to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So we have Sushma, who is our timer. So basically, the timing of this session will be like you have to speak for minimum 1 minute, and maximum red flags will be displayed at 2 minutes, and you'll have 30 more seconds to finish your session. So, Sushma,
Garima,
you will
one
be,
minute. 1 minute.
yeah.
Richard, are you going to time it or is so
I'll be timing it. So
Okay.
Actually, I am already
Oh,
using the
Samhita,
watch,
sorry.
stop, yeah, online watch to note down the timing. So I have already prepared the timing for the first two speeches, and
okay?
now I will be maintaining the time for table topic as well.
Okay.
yes, Samita, you're still maintaining the timing, but I will be giving the cards to
Cards.
people so
Okay.
that it is an indication
They
for
will
them.
have.
Yeah.
Yes. So you will
Thanks,
still
Richard.
maintain the timing, Samita.
Okay.
Yes,
So
of
now,
course.
thank you, Richard and Samita. So just wanted to ask who's going to be the first volunteer for this session. May I have one name? Please raise your hand.
Okay, let me take a shot, but I'm
Oh,
not sure. I think
sure.
you will come up with the words, so I am poor in it.
No, I'll give you a situation now that we are discussing about the choice of words. So I'll give you a situation at a workplace wherein you have to so the situation for you is your management is calling everybody at workplace. They're canceling the hybrid mode of working because now it's no more COVID. So you have to convince your management to continue hybrid mode of working. So what would be your um, pitch to your boss or to your organization? We all are looking forward for some suggestions.
It's great situation. I think everybody could have been in this situation now. Most of the companies are asking to come to office as we are free from struggles of COVID now. So usually organizations, what they will do is they will taking over, means they are coming out of hybrid over the period of time, not one point of time, which I observed. Uh, so there are few reasons to continue hybrid, but not completely work from home. That's what I see. So I think a lot of people could have settled in work from home for long period. So it is not so easy to bring all the people at a time, as you are going to move away from their comfortabilities, which is going to reduce productivity suddenly. So which is going to hamper organizations simply. That is the first reason which you need to continue, which is the reason to continue the hybrid. And another reason is there are few people who are settled outside of their work towns, uh, with their kids educations and uh, adult supervision. So they need some time to come back to office. That is another reason which I see. And the other things are, I think a lot of people could have faced issues in the Bangalore to get the homes, as demand is surged in a short span of time. So it is very difficult to come back immediately. So that could be another reason. I think these are the reasons are enough to convince our managers to continue the hybrid work from home for at least few months, may not be longer. Okay. Thank you. Over to you, Garima.
Got some interesting points to discuss with my management. And I think I'm going to add one that the Bangalore traffic, the traveling is extremely
You went on you went on mute, I think. Maybe you went on mute.
No, the last bit we were unable to hear, Garima, but yeah, the traffic is what we were.
It may be some network issue from her end.
Yeah, our audio is connecting now.
Am I audible now? I don't know what happened.
Yes,
Maybe
Garima.
network
We are able to
disconnect.
hear you.
Okay. Okay. My next volunteer. Jayanti, you raised your hand. Shall I go with you next? Okay. So Jayanti, for you, the topic
Corporate
is
Monday, now corporate I left.
okay. So you partied last night with a friend, and that friend at the party was that friend was so the friend gave you a party because he was too optimistic about getting a B school admission, getting admission to a B school. And today the result is announced and he hasn't got the admission. So your conversation to your friend who lost that opportunity, who he has been dreaming about for years. So how you going to be communicating with that friend who gave you a party last night?
First of all, I would think the person that I hope he knows the results. I'll just invite him that him or her that let's go for a lunch to balance it out. So I'll take her on a, I'll just assume that it's a she. I'll just take her on a lunch and we will probably chit chat and I will talk to her that how are you feeling? Because you have worked so hard and finally you are not getting and you have given the party. I would like to know that from that person how they are feeling rather me pouring on all the knowledge that I have. Because what I have observed is when people feel down or demoralized, it's very necessary that we talk to them and take out those emotions. So I will talk to that person first how they are feeling. And I'm pretty sure they'll say, I'm not feeling good, others are getting, I'm not getting. Then I will say, okay, then what's the next plan? Can I help you with something else? And then probably the person say no. If they are, there could be two cases. First, the person would be optimistic and positive that it's okay. I was not expecting my exam was not good. I will prepare for the next time. Or in that case, all the thing that I can say is that okay, let's split the bill. I know you can do it. We'll just stick to this plan. Second case would be the person is really, really morally down that I have given my best and I'm not able to do it. In that case, I would like to say that I believe in you. Whatever choice you are going to make, whether you are going to appear for next year or not, or even if you just want to sit here and let me give you a party, it's all okay. It's all okay because I know you from so many days. I know your capability. If you're it's not the end of the world. The rest is up to you, whatever you have decided. So that's how my conversation is going to come out. I will first try to talk to that person, take out all those not negative, low emotions, and I'll try to cheer that person up.
I think Garima, you can take over.
Oh, sorry. I had a network lag actually, Jayanti. I missed the last part of the conversation, but yes, definitely liked your way of your first analyzing the situation and then
She got stuck again, I think due to internet issues.
if it is my network or what's happening, my session is getting disconnected frequently. Is it for everyone?
No, Garima, I think you are facing the
No,
internet
only for
issues.
you, I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, maybe that. Okay, so who's going to be my next volunteer?
would like to try Toastmaster Garima.
Okay. So Surabhi, your situation is it's a Friday evening and you had a plan with your to hang out with your friends for a party.
Voice is not audible.
Yes, after a
Suddenly your
Toastmaster
boss called
Garima,
and
I
asked you
couldn't
to come.
hear the
So
entire.
are you gonna be? Oh, just
Garima,
give
can
me a
you
minute.
ping the topic on the chat?
Garima,
Or
maybe you turn off your video. Turn off your video.
Am I audible?
Yes.
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 So you're preparing for it's a Friday evening and you are about to leave with your friend for party. You had planned for it for a few days in advance, but your boss called you and asked you to deliver an urgent report or a work before you leave for the day. So that's your situation.
Okay, so I have to convince my boss to let me. Is it
So
like,
you don't, I don't know, you have to deal with the situation. You want to convince or you want to
okay,
just
it's
let go?
this is not the first time I am in this situation. For everyone, Friday is the day of joy because that's the end of all your work and whatever is left is transferred to Monday. But for me, every Friday this happens. And I vow every Friday that this Friday is not going to ruin. I will enjoy it to the fullest. And this time, I will not let my manager to again ruin my mood. So I came up with this super plan to tell my manager that how continuous stretch in Friday is affecting my mental and emotional health. How it is letting me to totally taking me away from the joy, the things that I have planned in my planned ahead, and always these deadlines is continuously coming up on the last moment in Friday is totally taking the life that I wanted to live. I know these kind of human dialogues will not be able to affect him, so I need to adapt to a communication style that Toastmaster Jayanti has said, and that will be coming up with the dialogues that will be a win-win situation for me and my manager. So yes, I have totally saw the kind of work, and I know this could be delivered on Monday as well, and this will not require much time. So I would tell my manager, don't worry, this will be done. Let me go out. Let me take a break for some time, and you just go chill out and don't worry about the work much because I'm assuring you that this will get delivered right on when you want. So yeah, that would be my take to convince my boss. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Garima.
Oh, I think he got dropped and again asked for admission. Maybe I think we can move
In
to
the
next.
interest of time, can we start with the evaluation? We have 15
Yes.
minutes left. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think Garima is back. Can we start with the evaluation? All right. Okay. Yeah. Before starting with the final segment, as promised, I would like to share one last technique. To feel positive, which is listening to the affirmations. So I've read, and then I understand that there are scientific evidences that suggest that listening to positive affirmations can actually improve your life and well-being. And so I have this habit of listening to positive affirmations before hitting the bed, and I can confidently say that it has brought in positive change in my life. I was little down a couple of months back, and then I heard these positive affirmations at a stretch for a month, and I can very confidently say that the next day when I woke up, it really had an impact on me. And then I was fresh. I started communicating more open, being transparent with the management team and on a personal front as well. So yes, that was another technique that I wanted to share with you all. With that, let's move into our final segment of today's meeting, which is the evaluation section. So to conduct the evaluation, please welcome back to the stage our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you, Nivedita. Okay, let me invite evaluator Surabhi. So before hearing her evaluation, maybe Richard, can you tell what is the timings or
Samhita, can you please let me know the
yeah,
timings?
Samhita?
Yes, sir. I will quickly share my screen.
No.
Can you highlight only speakers' times, please, Samhita?
What is speaker one's timing, Samhita?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jayanti's timing is around 7 minutes 32 seconds.
Okay.
And your
second speaker.
Yeah, Richard's timing is around 6 minutes 24 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you, Samhita, for time information. Maybe let me invite Surabhi to provide her evaluation. Surabhi, go ahead.
Adaptability is key to the human survival, and it is applicable to our communication style as well. So today, Toastmaster Jayanti, with the enthusiasm, the way you gave your speech has given the clearer idea that how we should adapt our communication style in different situations. Let me start off the things that I really loved about your speech. The first thing being your audience interaction. In the beginning, you have asked the question, and also in the middle of the speech, you have question for the audience. That is, and you also got an answer. So that is really an important element to have a speech, to have an interactive part in the speech. The second thing I loved about that is your transition in your speech. So you had a beautiful flow on how you have shows the supportive style of communication, and then story that has weaved to how you went up to the initiative style of communication, to direct and analytical style of situation in different circumstances of your life. So the flow was very clear and seamless. The third thing I love, the summary. At the end, you have given the overall summary in the form of DISA, and also have some key takeaways from the audience, that if you want to adopt a certain style, then what things that you need to follow. Coming to the things, I feel that is really small things that could help in your speech. The first thing I felt that when you are delivering the speech, there were quite unintentional moves. I think you have used the right and left stage for many to represent many elements, and for some of those characterization or elements part of the speech that is not required. That is exactly not in my mind right now. But I felt that if you could be consciously take the decision to move on the stage or not, and that would help to reduce the distraction out of from your speech. The second thing I felt that although you have shared in your speech that that how you adapted to the different kind of communication style, because that was causing some problem in your life, and that's why you switched to them. But I was also looking for that how adopting those communication style impacted others. So there's a few glimpses of that I was looking for, the glimpses of those situation or action that you adopted communication style that has helped in your life as well, and that has impacted the peoples you are communicating with. So these are two things I was I would feel that help you. I think Toastmasters Jayanti, your speech will already had great elements. It has a beautiful transition, audience interaction, and you have summarized it really well for our audience. Just to take care of the unintentional move on the stage and the glimpses of your effect of your communication on others, I feel this speech, you are going to be a great speaker. You are already a great speaker with the speech you have given today. Thank you and all the best for your journey. Over to
Thank,
you, Ji.
thank you, Surabhi. It was wonderful evaluation. I felt, mean, Jayanti did great job today, and already we know that she is a very good speaker. But apart from it, as she mentioned, there are spinning motions in your body. But the hand gestures was fantastic. But only Jayanti, one more thing I want to add is at the starting we were not able to see your hand gestures. So I think you should have put camera position in better manner. That's what I know. One of the hand was up and one of the hand was down below the camera. So maybe you you can you know keep your positions with the camera properly. Okay. Thanks so much. It was wonderful evaluation. Let me invite Susma for other evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator Ashok. So my target speaker Richardson has delivered his L2P3 speech. Congratulations, Richardson. I would like to split my evaluation into two groups. What went well and what could have been better. So what went well, you started speech by asking the question, so which is a very good sign of getting audience attention. Throughout the speech, you had a good voice pitch, and also you utilized this stage very well along with the hand gestures. So from the beginning till the end of the speech, you had a good hand gestures, and also that energy and enthusiasm in the voice was very, very good. Other than that, the story narration was very good. So as a prodigy, how you have won the cricket matches, you have told in a very simple way, and the message was very, very good. The TCS, trust your team, follow your captain, and focus on the solution, which is good for everybody. It is not only as a prodigy, the way you have told this TCS, and also the way like you, when you have given the handed over the trophy to your mentor, was very, very well, very well done. So if you ask me about if I can give some suggestions that what could have been better, first thing, when you were asking the audience that how many of you think that we lost the match, and when you were telling we lost the match, I think you need to improve on your voice modulation, because it is a sad moment. So maybe you should have told like, no, we lost all the matches, because the overall voice modulation from the beginning to the end, whether it is a happy moment or in the sad moment, it was same. And even in the second paragraph, when you were narrating that we won the final match, maybe you should have been a bit better in way of expressing that you won, and that success you wanted to give it to your mentor. Probably you will have to look on your voice modulation. The second point is actually your project states that you will have to speak about how Toastmaster envisions mentoring, but the whole speech I saw only about the cricket, and I did not see anywhere the Toastmaster or how you got the experiences or how you envisioned as a prodigy. So it would have been better, or it would have been very good that if you had one or two lines in the end, like how Toastmasters improved in your journey. So these are all my uh, observations.
Thanks, Susma. I think you went on mute after at the end. Okay, it was good. But it was rugby, not he played cricket. I think he did rugby. He participated in rugby matches, right? I think Richardson. From my side, there was only one feedback. I think your hand gestures and body movements was very good, but only one body movement which I think maybe it seems like you are bending. Maybe I see lot of positions it is like you are bending, right? So maybe that you need to take care, or it is camera position. I'm not sure. So make sure that next time you won't bend. I think that's what I see. If that is your strategy as part of speech, that's fine, but use thanks. Sorry, I think I forgot one thing for Jayanti. I think Jayanti, you crossed little bit time, 2 seconds. So maybe plan your speech to complete within the time next time. Okay. Thanks so much for uh, fantastic feedback for speakers. Thank you, everyone. I think whoever joined here and they can pat themselves to make this meeting success. I felt every participant or every role taker did fantastic job today. Maybe let me start with each one. So I think we started the meeting little bit late by 7 minutes. So I think last meeting also it happened by 2 minutes. So please, whoever going to communicate to the Zoom, you know, coordinator, maybe make sure that you join little bit early, maybe 5 minutes early and take over it. I think that will help us to start on time. That is a one thing I think which is required. The next one is I think Richardson, who is a sergeant arms. He did fantastic job. He started with full energy and he mentioned all the rules and mission. So it was fantastic uh, job, Richardson. As a PO also, it was fantastic. Okay,
Ashok, can you call the grammarian accountant to give the report and then you summarize in the end?
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. Sorry, thanks, Richardson, to raise that concern. Sorry. Okay, let me invite timer for I think table topics. Over to you, Samita, to give the summary of the timers for table topics.
Yeah, sure. I have started presenting my screen. Let me know if it is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
So for Toastmaster Ashok, for this table topic, it's 1 minute 50 seconds. And then comes to Jayanti, 2 minutes 32 seconds, 23 seconds. And Toastmaster Suryabi, 2 minutes 12 seconds.
Okay, even you can talk about evaluation also. Sorry.
Yeah, fine. Now comes to the third part of the session. Surabhi's evaluation took around 3 minutes 19 seconds. Shushma's evaluation for the second speech took around 2 minutes 38 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all from today's timing review.
Thank you, Samhita. I think it was wonderful. All people did within the time. Great, guys. Thank you so much for every speaker. Let me invite our counter who is going to provide summary about what is the use that we should not use. Okay, over to you, Naras.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Toastmaster Nivedita, she used 24 times. So she used 8 times. Toastmaster Jayanti, was 6 times. She was using say key for 4 times. Like, there was 3 times. Toastmaster Richard used 6 times. So 3 times. 1 time. And were more in his speech. Toastmaster Samhita used 7 times. So 3 times. Yeah, 2 times. A few like that was there. Toastmaster Ashok, okay, thrice. And 21 time. I think 9 time. 5 times. Toastmaster Priya, 4 times. Toastmaster Sushma, 10 times. Toastmaster Garima, 15 times. So 4 times. Toastmaster Surbi, 13 times. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Naras, for individual report. Thanks so much. Let me invite grammarian for the day. Priya, can you give your report, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok. I don't think so anyone have used the word of the day. Which, some of the good usage of words were credibility, circumstances, balanced communication style, analytical, active listening, fumble, glorify. So that's it from my side. And over to you, Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you so much, Priya. Okay, then let me give feedback. Right, I think I started with already session late, and then I talked about PO and SA. Let me talk about TMOD. I think she did fantastic job today. She made interactions between the all role take not role takers, all participants. That was the fantastic, and she maintained energy throughout the session. That is a great. So only one thing is maybe you need to track little bit time, you know. You may need to change the plans dynamically. Say, since we started 7 minutes late, maybe we should accommodate those late in the time. Okay. Apart from it, I think you rocked it today. Uh, thank you, Nivedita. Next, I think about uh, speakers. I think already we talked about. Then I think TTM, she did good job. But only problem was it is a network issue, so we can't do anything. We can't expect that there are some network issues. And TTM, I think Garima, you highlighted that you want to give the chance to people to improve the impromptu skills. Maybe you could have given a little bit more description about what is it. Okay, the I think that could have helped the people to understand better. Okay, next I think tag team timer. I think this is a maybe my part. Maybe I could have connected to her earlier to know how she is going to do, and maybe I could have helped her to make it better. The and timer, I think you should have mentioned about why do we need timer, right? I think that I see that is missed. Why timer role is important, right? That is the most important thing in session. And accounter, I think he did fantastic job, but I would like to give few sessions. Maybe Nairaj, you collected all the individual crutch words or unnecessary words, right? But you could
Yes,
have
sir.
you could have highlighted who did good job, so that it will inspire others to go there,
Okay,
right?
definitely.
So whoever to use less words, they're champion for the day,
Yes,
right?
Toastmaster
So
Priya.
so I think you could have highlighted that, so that it will
Yes,
inspire others, right? And summarize
definitely, sir.
overall. Also say, for example, overall in team, I used I have seen people using so please try to avoid overall. So
Okay, sir, definitely.
that's the session for timer. And the grammarian, she did good job, but what I felt is like the word of the day was very difficult one, which I felt. I think that was the reason maybe nobody picked that word. That is my guess. And another one is, I think maybe she could have identified some, I know, what do you say, grammar issues. I think there could have been at least some, may not be many. So that's it. I think overall, I think today we did fantastic job. I think I enjoyed a lot this session. Thank you so much. Over to you, Nivedita.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and all the team members for your observation and the feedback. With this, let me call upon our presiding officer to close the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita. We have already run out of time, so I'll be posting the voting link in the chat. As you are voting, let me thank our Toastmaster of the day. Please, can you give her a round of applause for a great meeting? So my closing thought for tonight is words are free. It's how you use them that may cost you. So with that, let me wait for the voting. Can you all, are you able to vote? Can somebody confirm?
But tabletop speakers, you mentioned, only 3 guys speak today, right? Okay, I forgot.
We can note it is working, Richardson.
Thank you. Thank you. Superb. So let me announce the results. So best role taker by a huge margin is Toastmaster Nivedita. So can you give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Nivedita? Best auxiliary role taker. We have 3 winners, which is Timer Samhita, who's done a great job. We have SA. Okay, so that is me, Toastmaster Richard. So there are two winners, yeah, Toastmaster Samhita and Toastmaster Richard. And the best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Jayanti. And the best speaker is, we have a tie, which is Toastmaster Jayanti and Toastmaster Richard. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Surabhi. So congratulations to all the winners. With that, I would adjourn the meeting as closed.
Richard, can you stay here only just for 15 minutes that you want to connect now?
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you, Ashok.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
everyone. Others.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, Samhita, can you? Yes, thank you. Tell me, Richard.
So what was your why Surabhi entered the
No,
waiting
cancel
room?
it. It's fine.
Okay, anyways, okay. So what was the role that you were doing, Ashok? Because I don't see agenda being published lately.
Last few, I think, at the first 3-4 months, I published the agenda. I think
No,
last 2 months.
no, not yours. I'm telling Deepa. So
Okay, even me also. Okay,
okay.
I didn't do for last 1 month. I think I was so busy, so I couldn't do it. And I think last of roles were filling at the end, last day. So that was
Okay.
another reason.
Okay.
So usually, arranging the role takers, right?
Mm.
Then release the agenda and make a platform to communicate each other to get the information. That
Role
was
takers,
I was trying
agenda,
always.
platform. Okay, fine. Okay, now my questions are, number one, when do you usually put out, okay, the roles are open, Monday, Tuesday?
I put on Monday itself usually until unless
Monday.
I forget or busy.
Okay, Monday. Okay. Then when do you go to other groups for the role takers? Tuesday, Wednesday,
Oh,
sorry, Thursday,
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. Okay. When is the agenda shared?
Agenda usually it should share by Friday afternoon at least. The reason is whoever going to prepare TMOD, so they should see that, right?
Okay, fine, super.